Yeah, good morning. We are starting out with an aerial flood watch that continues until 5 o'clock for our southern Missouri counties. This is where we could get 1 to 2 inches of rain. Not that it's going to come down pretty heavy, but it's coming down all day on some pretty saturated soils already. So some river and creek flooding is a concern. We've got clouds out there this morning, and it is raining 43 degrees. Pretty damp with some light showers cutting across the Ozarks. Most of us finding some rain. Most of it is pretty light with just those yellows, with some of those more moderate pockets, and we'll keep some showers through the day today. Starting out at 43 degrees in Harrison, 42 in Monette, and 42 degrees in Mountain Grove. We've got some wet roads in the forecast through the day today as some showers hang around. If you've been working from home out on your patio, not the day to do it today. It's going to stay cold with temperatures in the 40s and some rain around. That high only gets to 50 degrees, which would break a record cold high again. Showers overnight tonight, showers and even some thunderstorms by tomorrow as temperatures warm up and we get more breaks in the clouds. So we're going back into the lower 70s. Highs in the lower 70s mean the air mass will be more humid and more unstable. So a strong storm or two will be possible Wednesday and Thursday as things start to warm up and then cook a little bit more. So expect some cold rain out there today with maybe some river and creek flooding. Warmer temperatures tomorrow could fuel some stronger storms. We'll have to monitor storm chance daily as the active pattern continues. So 7-day rain totals could get up to 4 inches. Here's the next 3 days. Some scattered showers and storms Wednesday and Thursday, but look at that warm up. We're in the lower 70s on Wednesday, some upper 70s on Thursday, and the rest of the 7-day looks much like this. Joe, Lauren.
In our education coverage, Missouri State's campus usually has therapy dogs this time of year to help ease students' nerves during finals week. This morning, Nigel McDonald is live to share how MSU's Library Center is offering a virtual way for students to de-stress. Nigel.
Well, good morning, Joe, and I'm very excited about this because this is an opportunity for both therapy cats and dogs to connect virtually. Now, as you mentioned, finals week normally means furry animals across the campus, but with the college closed, MSU's Library Center has created a way to virtually connect with students to help them de-stress. Now, Ann Baker works at the Library Center and says it was important they found a way to connect with students during this time. Baker says the session will take place via Zoom. She says students will have an opportunity to chat with some of the Library Center staff while also de-stressing with licks, wags, and snuggles from the safety of their homes. Baker says pet therapy is always a hit and hopes offering a virtual version will remind students that the library is still here for them.
Offer them something that seems like part of their college life. And for a lot of students, this is something they've looked forward to. We're setting it up for a short time frame. The animals aren't going to understand why they're on the screen. The library in general is trying our best to continue what the students need. For example, we have librarians available through chat functions or email to answer questions. We're getting more information online as we can.
Well, as Baker mentioned, that session will take place later this afternoon at 2 p.m. She encourages all students to log into the chat and engage with the animals and help de-stress during this challenging week and, take a break from finals. Reporting live from Missouri State University, Nigel McDonald, Ozarks First.
All right, thank you, Nija. Stressful for many reasons. It's your right to know today. Nixa police are searching for 14-year-old Ben Dixon. Dixon was last seen a week ago on May 5th on the north side of Nixa around 2 p.m. He's about 6'1", 180 pounds with blonde hair and blue eyes. If you have any information, please call police.
Want to make sure that you're kept up to date with our COVID-19 numbers here. In Missouri, we are just below 10,000 cases with 9,918 reported. 488 people have died. Again, Missouri does not record overall recoveries. In Greene County, 18 active cases are going on right now. 80 patients have been released from isolation, and there have been 8 people that have died. In Arkansas, there have been 4,043 total cases. 3,149 people have recovered and 94 people have died. Going around the region for you, Kansas City is slowly reopening with Mayor Quinton Lucas's 10-10-10 rule in effect for all non-essential businesses. But restaurants are getting a slight pass. The rule only allows non-essential businesses to have 10 people in the store or 10% building capacity, whichever is greater. They also must have anyone who spends longer than 10 minutes in the store to sign in. But instead of following those rules, the new rule at restaurants is based on social distance.
Distancing requirement is 10 feet between tables and 6 feet between the backs of chairs. If you think about it, it makes some level of sense, right? You have a certain amount of space between the tables, and then people sit somewhere closer.
The restaurant modifications to the 10-10-10 rule were made in conjunction with the Greater Kansas City Restaurant Association because its members were saying the initial rule wouldn't allow them enough customers to survive this reopening phase.
In your news around the world, Peru is dealing with 2 different outbreaks of COVID-19. Health authorities are testing around 1,500 workers from a food market in Lima after a series of infections of the deadly virus were reported. The food market is shut down and will be deep cleaned. Meanwhile, about 150 doctors have stopped working after being infected.
In some news around America, more than 1,000 inmates have tested positive for coronavirus at a federal prison in California, which is nearly 80% of its prisoners. Public health officials say the prison is now testing them and planning to build a hospital to treat those who are sick. The Federal Bureau of Prisons has yet to comment on this.
U.S. law enforcement officials say they have just scratched the surface of a surge in fraudulent activity tied to the coronavirus pandemic. The nationwide crackdown called, quote, Operation Stolen Promise has resulted in more than 370 cases and 11 arrests. ICE says individuals and criminal organizations are creating fake websites, peddling false pharmaceuticals and counterfeit personal protective equipment. Other websites focus on stealing financial information by claiming to give stimulus checks early or providing access to federal loans.
Happening now, a major fire has broken out at a commercial building in Pennsylvania. The first call went out around midnight as a 3-story building was on fire there. According to those reports, the fire spread to other buildings in the area, including an apartment complex which had those who are now displaced. Fire officials are investigating the cause of it.
Here's a look at what's coming up after Daybreak.
Coming up, we look at the science behind the unprecedented race to find a coronavirus vaccine, plus the new research that could help keep people safe from COVID-19 in restaurants. Coming up on CBS This Morning.
Something people are talking about right now, the Supreme Court is going to hear several arguments in several cases, including involving the president.
All of them concern the tax returns of President Trump, his businesses, or his family. And attorneys for Trump contend that he should have absolute immunity from investigators and local prosecutors.
So we'll see what happens there. A decision is expected to come next month. Rain is the name of the game today.
Kind of nasty out there today. We'll keep showers. 50 degrees would break a record cold high again, so not feeling like May at all. Feeling more like May tomorrow. Some temperatures in the 70s give way to some thunder.
All right, we'll look to that warm up tomorrow. We'll fight on through today. Thanks for starting your Tuesday with Daybreak, everyone.